Long ago, in a small village during Korea's Joseon dynasty, there lived two brothers. The older brother's name was Nolbu, and the younger brother's name was Heungbu. Heungbu was kind-hearted and always willing to help others. But Nolbu was greedy, selfish, and cruel. After their parents passed away, Nolbu took all of the family's wealth for himself. Heungbu was left with only a tiny house and a life of poverty. Heungbu lived with his loving wife and many children. Although they often had little food to eat, the family cared deeply for one another and endured their hardships together. One day, unable to bear his children's hunger any longer, Heungbu went to visit his older brother.
Brother, my children have not eaten for days. Please share just a little rice with us.
But Nolbu laughed coldly and replied,
Your poverty is your own fault. Get out of my house at once.
Nolbu cruelly drove Heungbu and his family away. On a dark and rainy night, Heungbu's family walked sadly down the road, carrying only a few belongings. Still, Heungbu quietly comforted his family.
It's all right. As long as we are together, we can start again.
As time passed, warm spring finally arrived. One day, Heungbu discovered an injured swallow lying in front of his house. The tiny bird trembled in pain with a broken leg. Heungbu carefully carried the swallow inside his home. He gently cleaned its wounds and carefully treated its broken leg. Heungbu's children also helped care for the little bird with kindness and warmth. After some time, the swallow slowly recovered. As if expressing its gratitude, the swallow happily flew around the family again and again. Then one morning, the swallow soared high into the sky and disappeared. Although the family felt a little sad, they were simply happy that the bird had recovered. But not long afterward, something extraordinary happened. The swallow returned to Heungbu's home carrying a mysterious gourd seed. It dropped the seed before Heungbu and flew away once more. Heungbu planted the seed in his yard. Within days, the vine grew rapidly, and soon a huge, beautiful gourd appeared. Filled with curiosity, Heungbu's family carefully opened the giant gourd. Suddenly, gold coins, rice, silk, and delicious food poured out from inside. The family could hardly believe their eyes. At last, the children could eat warm meals and wear clean clothes. Even after becoming wealthy, Heungbu never lost his kind heart. He shared food and wealth with poor neighbors and continued living generously. Before long, news of Heungbu's fortune reached Nolbu. Nolbu became consumed with jealousy.
How could someone like Heungbu become rich? There must be a secret.
After secretly learning what had happened, greedy Nolbu made a terrible plan. He deliberately injured a swallow by breaking its leg. Then he pretended to care for the bird kindly. Some time later, the swallow returned and brought Nolbu a gourd seed as well. Excited by dreams of treasure, Nolbu eagerly planted the seed and waited. Soon, a giant gourd grew in his yard. Without hesitation, Nolbu rushed to open it. But the moment the gourd split open, terrifying goblins and strange creatures burst out. The goblins destroyed Nolbu's house and carried away all of his wealth. Terrified, Nolbu ran in fear and finally realized the terrible consequences of his greed. At last, Nolbu deeply regretted all the wrong things he had done. He went to Heungbu in tears and begged for forgiveness. Kind-hearted Heungbu did not hate his brother. Instead, he warmly forgave Nolbu, and the two brothers began living peacefully together once again. And so, people learned an important lesson from the story of Heungbu and Nolbu. Greed brings unhappiness, but kindness and generosity bring true happiness. And that story has been passed down from generation to generation ever since.